fat. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more chins than Chinatown. Well, I've never used a phone booth and I've never seen my toes. When I'm going to the movies, I take up 7 rows because I'm fat. I'm fat. Coach Greg, in today's video, what has the world come to? We now have doctors saying it's okay to be fat. Is it not the job of a doctor to try and promote health and fitness to everyone? To encourage people to be healthy as humanly possible. But if you start telling people it's okay to be fat, then what are you actually doing as a doctor?
It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay.
And so she's trying to normalize being fat. Well, newsflash, it's already been normalized. The average person in America is in fact overweight and or obese already. That's right, the average person. And so when a doctor says it's okay to be fat, and we know that being fat or obese is associated with people developing type 2 diabetes, increases in LDL cholesterol, less of the good HDL cholesterol, as well as high blood pressure and coronary heart disease, you have to be thinking, why are they saying this is okay? Now, if she means it's okay as in you shouldn't hate yourself, that you should still love your body and still care about your health, then sure. But when she says okay, she's saying, look, it's not an immediate danger. It's not an immediate threat. It's no big deal. Worry about it later. You don't have to stop right now. You can be obese for years. Not a big deal. Just keep eating. Love yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. That is not a good message.
It is typically not a problem that requires immediate solving. It is not an emergency. You don't have to drop everything in the pursuit of being not fat.
I mean, I get it. You're not going to die in one day from being obese. It takes time. But like anything, it's important to start right now. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. It's like if somebody said to their doctor, hey, I'm going to start smoking tomorrow. And the doctor says, yeah, that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not something you have to worry about right now. In a couple years from now, perhaps then you'll get lung cancer. But for the next couple weeks, couple months, just smoke as much as you want. Could a doctor ever say that? And to me, this is the same thing. It's equivalent. If you say to your doctor, I'm going to start drinking a bottle of wine every night. I'm going to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. You say, yeah, it's probably not going to kill you in the next week, so go ahead. Well, pretty soon you get addicted. Then you have a hard time stopping. And then how do you fix the problem? Same applies to eating. You eat all that junk food, you start liking it all the time, the dopamine, you enjoy the sugars, the way it makes you feel, and pretty soon you've gained 50 pounds and you don't know how to lose it. And then you start blaming it on your metabolism, your genetics. Oh my God, I have PCOS, or I have an underactive thyroid, or Hashimoto's. I can't lose any weight even if I'm in a calorie deficit. And you think I'm making this shit up? Butterfly writes, thank you. PCOS and Hashimoto's, I'll always be overweight despite a calorie deficit and strength training. And the doctor's response, and you are okay. You don't deserve judgment, especially from your doctor. Thank you. Thankfully, my doctor is fantastic and cheers me on for my healthy lifestyle. Are you freaking kidding me? The doctor saying it's okay. She says, despite being in a calorie deficit and lifting weights, I can't lose any weight because of my disease. Listen, I don't care what freaking disease you got. I don't care how bad you got it. Not that I want you to feel bad. Not that I wish any disease upon anyone. But every single human being, I don't care how bad you got it. If you eat in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. That's how it works on this planet. It's calories in, calories out. I don't care how many diseases you got. I don't care how slow your metabolism is. If you don't eat enough and you're not in a surplus, you're not getting fat. And so stop making excuses saying, yeah, PCOS, Hashimoto's. Of course, it makes it harder to lose weight. But if you're in a deficit, of course you're losing weight. So eat less. Do you not know this? And so for the doctor to then respond with, and you are okay, is she really? She has Hashimoto's and PCOS. She thinks that she's eating in a deficit, which obviously she's not, because if she was, she would lose weight. And you're saying she's okay. She's saying you don't deserve judgment. We're not saying we're here to judge, but you can say to your patient, you should go on a calorie-restricted diet. You should perhaps eat more protein, more fiber, less fat, sugar, and junk, and eat in a calorie deficit. Or perhaps tell her to try and exercise. Have you thought of that? As a doctor, do you not think a doctor's advice should be, Maybe try doing 150 minutes of cardio a week. Perhaps try to strength train if you can. If you can't, well, do your best. It's okay that you're overweight, but you should try to lose some weight. It's okay that you're overweight, as in, I'm not going to judge you as a bad person for being overweight. I'm not saying that you somehow have lower moral values, that you're not a person that's worthy to be loved. But I am saying you should possibly do your best to try and lose some weight. The patient says, thank you, my doctor is fantastic. She's cheering me on for my healthy lifestyle. And so think of it, that would be like somebody who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day, goes to the doctor, coughing perhaps. Doctor says, it's okay that you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm not going to judge you for that. It's okay. Worry about it later. And then the patient says, oh, I have a great doctor, so understanding, says it's okay that I smoke all these cigarettes. Would it not be a better doctor to say, what's wrong with you? Why are you smoking all those cigarettes? You really think you can be healthy while smoking a pack of cigarettes a day? You're lucky you're still alive. Wake up. This is your wake-up call. Would it not be better for a doctor to explain things so that their patients can understand the gravity of the decisions they're making? Hey, if you smoke cigarettes, it's going to potentially cause you to die younger. Hey, if you smoke cigarettes, if you drink alcohol, if you eat poorly, if you're obese, it may, in fact, take years off your life. Oh, I don't like my doctor. They told me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. I want to hear that it's okay. Notice how much trouble I get when I do that. I tell people what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Oh, Coach Gregsor's a bad person. You're calling these people out. How could you say that? What's more important, that you speak the truth or that you say what people want you to say?
That it is okay to not be healthy. We act like it is this moral failing, this cardinal sin that you deserve a scarlet letter if you are not healthy.
And she goes on to say it's okay to not be healthy. And I have to agree with her. You probably thought I'm going to say, this is ridiculous. Listen. We're all put on this earth and we have our own rights to make our own decisions. If you want to be overweight and or obese and unhealthy, that is on you. That is your decision to make. We all have the right to live our lives the way that we want. But it's a doctor's responsibility to inform their patients that what they're doing, it's not healthy. And so my opinion is that as a doctor, you can't just say, yeah, whatever you want's cool. You want to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day? Cool. Your job is to make people healthy. And if it's your job to make people healthy, you have to inform them about the decisions you're making. And she says in her post, to be clear, being fat is not the same thing as being unhealthy. Many fat people are very healthy. I think she is a little bit delusional. It depends on how fat you are. I mean, if you're 400 pounds, if you're morbidly obese, you're not healthy. Even if you're running marathons, you're doing exercise, if you're 400 pounds, it's not healthy. Perhaps you're healthier than someone else who's the same weight, who's not exercising, but it's still not healthy. Being obese, as we've described in the past, is correlated with getting several different diseases. And so perhaps you're obese, you're 20 years old, and the doctor says you're healthy right now. But for how long will that last? It'd be the same thing as a person smoking a pack of cigarettes a day for a year and saying, yeah, the guy's healthy. Well, for how long? For right now, the damage hasn't been done. If you go outside and sunburn every day, you're perhaps healthy right now, but for how long will that last?
This alarming perspective comes amidst contrasting views from the CDC, highlighting obesity-related diseases as the leading cause of death in the United States.
And so if obesity is the leading cause of death in the United States, how can you say that being obese is healthy? Doesn't make sense. If it's the leading cause, as in the worst thing you can do in terms of predicting how long you're going to live, then how is that good? How can you say it's okay?
But as much as we love a good fairy tale, reality begs to differ.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not against people being fat and sexy at the same time. I believe everyone has the right to feel sexy, hot, and so on. And so nothing wrong with that. There are people out there, they love obesity. The bigger you are, the sexier you are, the hotter you are, whatever. We all have the right to pick and choose who we are attracted to.
And I am 100% glorifying obesity, and there's nothing you can do.
Listen, I get it. You want other people to be like you. I promote cycling because I like riding a bike. I promote lifting weights because I like lifting weights. I promote eating healthy and eating from my cookbook because I eat from my cookbook. I promote my supplements because I use supplements. If I were against supplements, I'd probably be making videos saying, don't ever use supplements. That's how it works. And so it's normal for me to see somebody who's obese to try and glorify it. And so although I don't like it, I'm not a fan of it, I do believe they have the right to do it.
Heart disease doesn't care about your self-love mantra.
And so to the same extent, bodybuilders who are using steroids, that's not healthy. It's not healthy that I abused steroids for over 10 years. I know that, I acknowledge it, and I admit it. It's not healthy, it's not good, you shouldn't do it. And so if you're obese, to the same extent, you're not doing something good for your body. It's not healthy. And so in order to normalize or perhaps glorify being obese, these ladies, the overweight girls, they're making jokes, having a good time. To me, I don't care. It's funny. Do what you want. I'm a fat girl. I eat whatever I want. I'm a fat girl. I order 17 cheeseburgers when I go to a restaurant.
We're fat girls. We eat what we want when we want to. We're fat girls. Of course we're going to ask for a table instead of a booth.
I'm a fat girl. I ordered enough for leftovers for an entire family and I'm going to eat it all by myself. All at once. I'm a fat girl. I ordered enough for leftovers, but there's not going to be anything left over. Yeah!
We're fat girls. Of course I'm learning to honor my hunger cues.
We're fat girls. I honor my fat cues by eating everything I want, whatever I want. Yeah!
We're fat girls. Of course we take up space. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, we're fat girls when I go to... What's this Weird Al stuff? We're fat, you know it. Ham on, whole wheat, all right. Doom, doom, doom. You know I'm fat, you know it. Ham on, whole wheat, all right. Your butt is wide and mine is too. Just watch your mouth or I'll sit on you. The word is out, better treat me right. Cause I'm the king of cellulite. Ham on, whole wheat, all right. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more shins than Chinatown. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more chins than Chinatown. Well, I've never used a phone booth and I've never seen my toes. When I'm going to the movies, I take up 7 rows because I'm fat. I'm fat. When I walk out to get my mail, it registers on the Richter scale. Now when I'm at the beach, I'm a lucky man. I'm the only one who gets a 10. If I had one more pie, a la mode, I'm gonna need my own zip code. Ham on, whole wheat, all right. And so yeah, if you think it's cool to step on a scale and a scale to say, to be continued, then, well, go on with it. Do it. Glorify being obese. It's so great. And there's nothing wrong with these women poking fun at themselves, having a good time, making fun of themselves for being obese. Nothing wrong with that. But when a doctor says it's okay, when a doctor says it's not dangerous, when a doctor says, worry about it later, that's when I draw the line.
It's no longer just about combating discrimination or promoting self-esteem. It's about rewriting the rules of health and science to fit a politically correct worldview.
Just because being obese is perhaps acceptable or okay doesn't change the fact that being obese can lead to an early death. It doesn't change the fact that it's not healthy. And so just because we all want to be politically correct and say all the right things and you can't hurt anyone's feelings doesn't mean obesity doesn't kill.
I made a video recently about how, as a doctor, I think it is okay to be fat. And by that, I mean it is not morally inferior. It is not shameful. You do not deserve to be judged. And someone wrote in my comments, what are they teaching in med school these days for a doctor to be able to say that it's okay? Honestly, I don't know exactly what they're teaching in med school these days.
And so maybe she should go back to med school. Maybe she should start studying about the dangers of obesity. Perhaps she's forgotten already. I mean, after all, it's been 10 years. Or has she been brainwashed? Brainwashed by politics, society, and just saying what everyone wants her to say. Oh, I don't want to be critical. I don't want anyone to hate me. I mean, after all, even Dr. Mike was criticized for being fat-phobic because he said obesity is not healthy. Really, it's fat-phobic if you tell people that being obese is not healthy and can shorten your life.
But I do know that they have never taught that shaming patients is a good way to inspire behavior change.
And so you can see she's kind of twisting the story around a little bit. Oh, it's not okay to shame your patients into losing weight.
It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay.
There's a big difference between saying obesity is okay and saying, hey, you're a fat piece of shit, lose some weight, what's wrong with you? You don't deserve to live. That's fat shaming. Telling someone, do you know that being obese is correlated with several risk factors for causing an early death, such as atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and getting a heart attack? That's not shaming a patient, that's being real. That's giving them medical facts of which you're supposed to be an expert on because you are a doctor. Would it be shaming a patient to say, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, it's super unhealthy, probably could kill you. You might get lung disease. You might get cancer from smoking. You should really quit. It's horrible for you. That's not shaming them. That is helping them. And that's what being a doctor is all about. If you're trying to get healthy, aside from doing 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a week, lifting weights, eating healthy, of course you can get my friggin' cookbook, Low Calorie Delicious Recipes for the big eaters. It's so much easier to lose weight when you have low calorie meals that you will enjoy that have lots of protein, as well as GO2 Max, which contains NMN, which can increase your endurance, your ability to perform cardio, recover, give you more energy. And the more energy you have, the more cardio you can do, the more walking around you're going to do, the more calories you're going to burn, the easier it is to lose weight. Interested in any of my supplements? There are so many. Click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Like the video. Did you like it? Like the video. Watch one of those two bloops, and of course, the clothing line, coaching plans by me and my team, and of course, the Circle Diet book, the training book, the cookbooks. Head over to my website, and until next time, I am out.